All right, and I have just hit the record button, so we are live. And then really quick, we are the Division of Instructional and Information Technology, DIIT. I'm Laura Ogando, one of the program managers for the Office of Digital Literacy and Inclusion. Um, just so you know, though, our session today, we brought in more folks from DIIT. So this is just a small sampling. This is the crew you've been seeing so far on my screen, but we have even more. So I'm going to pass it over to Lisa to do her quick hellos. She
Even, can you hear me?
We can hear you. I was about to say,
All right.
have some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm having all the technical difficulties today, but I'm really happy to have everyone here today. So excited to be able to bring some of our other team members to support you. And I know we'll all learn a lot. So with that, I guess I'll turn it over to Christina.
Thanks, Lisa. Happy Friday the 13th, everyone, by the way. That's why if you're experiencing technical difficulties, it's all the tech difficulties. That's what it's all about, you know? But the weekend is here, so happy Friday the 13th. Happy to bring my colleagues in today. We're excited for this session. This is the team that I'm a part of with Jose, Laura, Ben, and the other Laura. So it's going to be great. And I'm going to pass it back to Laura Ogando. Too many Lauras.
We got all the Laura's in this meeting, just FYI. And just a shout out to our colleague Latiqua, who's on the back end. She's always making sure you get all the links you need. So that's why I'm saying, if there's anything, just pop in the chat. We got everyone moderating the back channel. So don't worry, you're going to get what you need. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Derry to kick us off.
All right, everyone, it is Friday. I'm so excited because this is the best place. I was mentioning this earlier. This is actually the best place to be at 10 o'clock on a Friday. So happy, happy, happy Friday on our weekly session, Digital Professional Development Friday. Again, my name is Derry Rodriguez. I am a empowerment and liaison, also project manager for FACE. And I am also accompanied by my colleague, Diana Miller. She should be joining the chat. And we're all going to be engaging in our chat. So feel free to, give us a shout out if you want. And please, please, please stay engaged in the chat. If you have a question, and we do have a form. So we will try to get to your questions. If it's a FACE question, feel free to ask the questions regarding PAPTA. I know that right now this is the season for it. Any questions you may have, fill it out in the form. And I just want to actually remind everyone that this month is Family Empowerment Month. It's all about empowerment. All around states, other states are celebrating family engagement. But here in New York, we call it family empowerment because we want to empower our families to stay connected and also to know that they are our partners and our allies in this work. So I've been mentioning something really, really important this month, and it's called the Why Not Challenge. So the Why Not Challenge is pretty much why not, right? So why not host a Digital Professional Development Fridays? I took the challenge. That's why we're here. And I'm saying we're putting this together. But seriously, you guys are doing amazing, amazing work in your districts, in your schools. So why not show it off? This is the month to say, I want to show off that I am doing virtual coffees with my families. I want to show off that I'm doing virtual workshops that are talking to our families about how to stay connected in our schools. I mean, you guys are doing it all. I know because I see it on our data. And this is the time where you guys can take the why not challenge. So how do I take the why not challenge? This is what I want you guys to do. If you're in front of your computer right now, I'm going to challenge you right now to take the challenge. And I think that you guys can do it. You ready? Can you take the challenge before me saying what it is? Do you guys think you can take a challenge? All right. I see those heads nodding. You got this. So the first thing I want you guys to do is open up, make sure you're in front of your computer. And I want you to click on this tab. So I'm gonna, Laura, do you mind copying the Flipgrid, the link, and I want you to drop it into the chat. Okay, so Laura is going to quickly drop the link into the chat. And what I want you to do is I want you guys to click on the link. All right, you ready for this? So on the screen, there is a script. And pretty much you're going to read off the script. So if you're going to take the challenge, you're going to just pretty much say, you know what? My name is Derry. I'm going to do it. So my name is Derry, and I'm taking the Why Not Challenge. And this month, I am going to host a virtual coffee with my family. So I'm the parent coordinator of PS5. And at PS5 on November the 19th, I'm hosting a parent coordinator virtual coffee with all my family. So I'm taking the challenge. And that's all you gotta do is you just pretty much are gonna record it. You can say the script or you can just say it in your own words. So all you have to do is take the challenge because I challenge all the parent coordinators in New York City, the FLCs and the FSCs to take the Why Not Challenge. So that's it. And you're just going to respond, Space, I accept your challenge. So let's see. I am today at our Professional Development Fridays. I'm challenging 69 participants to take the Why Not Challenge. So go ahead and do it. All you're going to do is respond by clicking on the record button. See where it says recorded response? Then take the Why Not Challenge and tell me what workshops are you going to do this month? So I'm gonna take a few minutes. I'm gonna let you guys see. If you're doing it now, raise your hands. And then I'm gonna check in the background to see exactly how many participants today took the Why Not Challenge. And guess what? It's so much fun because what we want to do is that we want to see. I'm going to collect all the videos, and at one of our watch parties, I'm going to show New York City your Why Not Challenge responses. So go ahead. We're going to do this for 2 more minutes. If you're taking the Why Not Challenge, you can turn off your camera right now. Take the Why Not Challenge. I am going at the end of the presentation. I'm going to see how many participants today took the Why Not Challenge. Now that you did the Why Not Challenge and you got used to the Flipgrid, because you do have to sign in, so it's going to take some time. You will have an account. You will know how to log into Flipgrid. And what we want is that every Fridays during our face updates, we're going to show a video on how did you use this information, how did you use our digital professional Fridays to impact your families in your schools. So I am actually going to play a quick 2 responses from Laura and Lisa responding to our digital professional development Friday. So let's check it out.
Hey folks, it's me, Laura Ogando from DIIT. Just want to say I have enjoyed thoroughly working with all of you to support your schools and your communities. And something that I am learning as I continue this process of supporting all of you is just how amazing you guys are. You are working so hard. You are working tirelessly to connect with your families, to provide support. And you're doing it with grace and with a smile on your face. So I just want to say I'm so thankful that I get to be part of your community, that I get to support your work, and let's keep it going. Woo!
Wasn't that awesome? Thank you so much, Laura, for that. She responded to a Friday. Let's check out one more video.
I want to tell you about something that was groovy from the Friday digital PD session. I really like learning about the watch parties because this is something that has been very helpful when there's videos that my colleagues and I might want to watch. And it really helps us learn techniques like frame, focus, and follow up, and also learn exactly how to use the technology. So we also did this with a movie we were all interested in regarding digital citizenship called The Social Dilemma. And it was really great to watch it with colleagues and process and make meaning of what we learned. So what I love was the Watch Party PD. Thanks, Laura Ogando, for providing it for us. Bye-bye.
I love it. So now next week, I want you guys to participate all by just again going into our Flipgrid, clicking on the link, and then sharing what do you like about our Fridays. But don't forget to take the Why Not Challenge because it's all about you. We want to show you off. We want to show off the amazing work that you guys do in your schools, in your districts. So for my district liaisons, FLCs, FSCs that are doing amazing work, if you guys just want to just showcase exactly what you do in your districts, just say, hey, we're the FLCs in our district, and this is how we empower our families, our parent coordinators in our districts. Do that because we want to hear from you. We want to show you off. And we're going to put all the videos together and show it in one of our watch parties Wednesday. So stay tuned. I look forward to seeing you taking the challenge. And with that said, actually, I want to show you one more thing, and it's the parent coordinator website. So I'm going to quickly share my screen, if that's okay. Because I want to show you that on we are now going to we're going to add all of our calendar updates. We added a calendar to the PC website. So all the PD Fridays are in your website. So please check out this calendar. We're going to have this calendar pretty full with all the amazing things that we're doing at FACE and throughout the city. And if you want to share an event that you're doing, we're going to have it on this calendar. We also want to point you out to this fun. I love this tab because it's about what's happening during November on our November Family Empowerment Month. And it has amazing activities hosted by our community partners. We also have citywide, central family sessions. We just had one yesterday, it was really great. And the next session is November 19th. And we have our amazing partners from Common Sense Education, Media, and Wide Open Schools. And if you guys haven't checked out their website, oh my gosh, amazing resources for our families, for ourselves. So please check it out. And don't forget on the 15th to submit your parent and coordinator activity reports because it's still, the city is still watching us as family liaisons. How are we reporting engagement throughout the city? So it is a compliance that the city is looking at. And we already know that you guys are doing great work. So please make sure that you fill out on the 15th your parent coordinator activity report. So it's here. So if you can't find it in your system, it's actually linked on this site. All right. So with that said, we did our announcements. Hopefully everyone today is taking the challenge, the Why Not Challenge. And
Gary, there's a lot of people lost on Teams still. I was trying to get them to come on to Zoom, but they're still on Teams.
they're still on Teams. Oh
Yeah.
no. Okay, so I'll go over there in Teams right now to let them to let them know to come over here to Zoom. They're missing the
Thank you,
party,
Nana.
guys. They're missing the party. Uh, what I want to do is I want to turn it over to Laura, and once again, thank our amazing DIT team. And I'm excited because today we're going to meet more members from the DI team. We have Jose in the house, and we have Laura in the house, our second Laura. So we got to come up with some nicknames. uh, Pretty excited. So I'm going to turn it over to Laura to introduce our colleagues at DIT. Oh my gosh, you guys are in for a treat today. Enjoy your Friday PD, and we'll chat in about 50 minutes.
Worries.
Thank
No
you.
worries. Just really quick, our colleague Tali from Common Sense couldn't be here today, but she did want me to shout out just a couple of things from the Common Sense standpoint. Do know, and I know Derry shared it on her screen, but there is a workshop that FACE and Common Sense are doing together. It's Tuesday evening, November 17th at 6 p.m. How to get the most out of your child's time online. super pertinent, especially as we are hearing rumblings of maybe having to move to a fully remote system very soon. We know that is of real concern. So definitely get the word out, because this is going to be a great training session. They're also going to be talking about the resources, not just on Common Sense, but also on Wide Open School, which if you haven't seen, it's amazing. So here's Tali's slide. But it just wanted me to highlight just a couple of things. So there's some really helpful resources on Common Sense, and you've got that Parent's Ultimate Guide to Google Classroom. We know that a lot of your parents need to start with that. In fact, some of what Jose is going to cover today also addresses this. So, we're going to hit you up with all the resources so that you can tackle this, because we know that this is frustrating for our families. So Common Sense has this available. And then just to highlight again what's on Wide Open School, there are some really amazing high quality free learning activities. And if you're thinking about, what do you do for Thanksgiving? Because, that's again another time where students are going to be home. There are some wonderful Thanksgiving geared activities to kind of keep the festivities going, but also keep it educational. So again, just if you haven't been there, check out these resources, both on Common Sense and on Wide Open School. So really quick, because we always like to know who is in the room, you're going to see a poll get launched right now. I know we typically have a lot of parent coordinators, but again, just let us know who you are. We are just thankful that you're here, that you've committed to learning and growing with us. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And again, we don't care who you are, where you come from. Invite more people. We're all about the more the merrier. So get your friends here, share the link. Like Derry said, create a calendar invite, share it with your other colleagues. We want as many folks coming to this as possible. So I see we have a little over 60% of you responding. I'll keep this open for another 10 seconds because we got one more poll to do. Our team loves polls. What can I say? All right. And I'll share the results with you guys. Again, overwhelming amount of parent coordinators in the room. So shouting you guys out. Again, thank you so much for coming to our sessions. One last poll, because we gotta find out, how are you feeling? It is Friday the 13th, as Christina pointed, but I have to say I'm feeling pretty good. So even though it's a weird day, it's Friday the 13th in 2020. Does it have the same cachet as it does when it's not 2020? So it's perfectly fine if you're in that tired zone, but I don't know, I'm feeling a little giddy today. I think I actually could click the F. All right, few more moments, folks. Again, we just like to see how you're doing, check in with you. These are great things to model with if you're doing a training. These are great things to model with your communities. Always nice to check in. Also gets you using some of the tools of the platform. You could do the same thing if you're hosting in Microsoft Teams. You can add something like Poly, same in Google Meet. They have now added a polling feature. So again, just kind of make use of those tools. But with that, I'm going to end our poll. Oh, and guess what? We got a preponderance of folks saying they're feeling happy. I love it. I think that's the first time. Typically, tired leads the way. You know what? I think it's because they know Jose and the team is here. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our other colleagues at DIIT. They're going to tell you all about who they are and what they do. And I'm telling you guys, you are in for a real treat. So enough of me. Jose, it is on to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Laura. And good morning, everyone. Just let me know if I am indeed sharing my screen. I normally don't use Zoom, so, and it is Friday the 13th, and I could tell, my team can share that I've had a banner morning so far. Everything that could go wrong with technology has gone wrong in my house. So if you lose me, you'll know why. So good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Jose Perez. I am an EdTech Implementation Manager at DIIT. And today we're going to go over Tech Support Essentials, which is part of a parent coordinator training series that myself and other members of DIIT have done for districts 27 through 30. And we thought we would bring it to you guys, and in partnership with Face. And I just wanted to say thank you to Deary for pulling all this together with the accessibility team. And thank you to Diana Miller, and of course to my colleagues at the accessibility team, Lisa and Laura, and look, I forget how to say her name. Oh my God, Latiqua. Yeah? Yes. Sorry, Latiqua. And of course, my colleague that has partnered up with the digital accessibility team, Christina Basias. Awesome to be here. Let's start it off. So let me see if I can learn how to flip slides. So housekeeping, Zoom rules, make sure that your mic is muted. If you have any questions, feedback, or comments, please, 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 we want you to put it into the chat. If this is a PD where I am sure you're going to have a lot of questions because it is tech heavy, I want you to hold verbal questions to the end. I promise you that we built in time to hear from everyone. So, but if you have an immediate question, just go ahead and just drop it into the chat. In the back channel, there are other members of DIIT in there, which we will introduce in a minute. If at the end, when you want to speak, and we've, like I mentioned, we left a little time at the end, just please make sure to raise your hand, and we will have the facilitator ask to unmute you. Of course, reaction buttons are always great. That is the bonus of being in Zoom. We always love to see those reaction options. They're right here. And as you guys already know, and it was already mentioned in the beginning, this session will be recorded. If you do not want your face in the presentation, just make sure you mute your camera. Make sure there's a strike through on your camera. Again, you already heard from me. My name is Jose Perez. I'm going to ask Sandy. Throw it to Sandy so he can introduce himself.
Sure. Thank you, Jose. First, let me say, I love the energy here this morning. When I came in the morning, I was a little down, and Laura and Derry, you guys just like infused me with energy. So I appreciate it. Thank you. My name is Sandy Vilorio. I'm a BTD, Borough Technology Director from Staten Island. You will have the same from every borough. BTD from Brooklyn is Henry, Wayne. We have Juan Carlos Jordan. He's from the Bronx. Artist Clemens is from Manhattan, and Francisco Baez from Queens. So if you have any escalations or any concerns, you can always reach out to us, the BTD in your borough. And today I will be speaking about troubleshooting identity issues and a quick demo on how to open tickets online. If you don't know how to do it, this will be a great way to introduce you to open a ticket online. So I'll pass it back to Jose. Thank you.
Actually, we're going to toss it to Cade next. Cade, if you can introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me. My name is Cade Chauhati. I'm a computer service technician with the Staten Island operation team. Later on, I'm going to be covering the RLD report and some of the troubleshooting steps of how to resolve iPad connectivity issue.
Great. Thank you, Cade. So the three of us will be the ones that you will see camera on. Well, maybe not Cade. Cade is shy. So Cade is not going to leave his camera on, but Sandy and I will leave our camera on. And but in the back channel, and I want to make sure that we give them their time. Their time in the back channel, answering any of the technical questions you may have as we're going through the presentation is Laura Bennon. Laura, can you do a little introduction? Laura, you there?
Hi, everyone. Sorry, my audio may not be great. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
I work with Jose and I work with Christina Basias and, the other Laura. It depends, if you're first or second Laura, but whichever we are. And I work mostly with schools from Queens and happy to be here to help.
And we'll toss it to Vanita.
Hi, my name is Vanita, and I work with CS for All. I work with both William Liu and Maria Tucker, and I currently represent Queens, but I also work with all boroughs as well, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have today.
And Will.
Hi, I work for CS for All, both Maria Tucker and Manila, mainly focusing on Mahan School, but also deal with all 5 boroughs.
Great, thank you, William. And Maria is not here today, but she will also be shared in any documents that questions may rise from this presentation. Maria is out trying to save the world, the IIT world right now, trying to sort out some of the identity issues, which we're going to cover here today in a minute. We'll go ahead and start the presentation. Okay, so quickly, our agenda is for today is going to be broken up into 4 different sections. And I have to say, most of these are very tech heavy, and some of the language may be a little outside of the scope of some of our understanding. I'm always still learning. This process is always iterating, always changing. So I don't want you to feel that, that this is way above your head and you don't understand, and maybe, you'll just hang back and not pay attention. That, I mean, ultimately, we want to be able to expose you to the information. If this is outside of the scope of your work at your school, I get it. I want you as a parent coordinator to be the source where you can turn over this information to maybe the SPOC in your building, who's the single point of contact and for technology, or your administrator if some questions come up around finding student accounts or identity issues, the remote learning device portal, how to view, how to request, and getting student devices, being able to troubleshoot some of the iPad connectivity issues that I'm sure we've all heard of. And of course, going over when and how to open a help desk ticket and how to manage those tickets. Again, from what I have known when I was at the school level, parent coordinators, I've always believed, is the bridge between the school staff community and families, and being that bridge is you are the source of a lot of information that you have that will help meet the needs of what parents need, as well as having a lot of information from the school side. So I want to be able to provide even more information. The technical side of this, PD, is something that most parent coordinators are not exposed to. I feel, and this is just my opinion, you guys need this information. You need to be able to help parents, direct them to where they need to turn to, and not having this info, it is, I feel, is a detriment to your ability to do your work effectively. So I'm very happy to be able to bring this to you. All right, so I'm going to start out with finding student accounts. And I'm sure most of you already know this, but I'm going to make sure that I go over it anyway. And you have this information in the slide deck, which is also linked to our agenda, and the back channel support team is going to be pasting the agenda into the chat. So you too will have access to this slide deck going forward. This slide deck will live as long and as it needs to. We're not, this session is not one and done and we take the resources away. This is your resource that you can always go back to. It has a lot of relevant links in there, starting with how to first find, how to retrieve a student account ID and password. I've linked the account in the link in here under go to number 1. What you need to be able to identify a student account. Those are the accounts. Ms. Nieves, I think your mic is unmuted. To be able to find those at nycstudents.net account, you're going to need the student's OSIS number and date of birth. There has been some issues around student accounts where there's been changes recently. So you're going to need, this portal has become even more important. So when you notice that a student is having issues, when a family reached out to you saying that they were able to log in yesterday, they're not able to log in today, first go to the portal, the Identity Student Account Self-Service portal on the schools.nyc.gov website, and put in the student's OSIS number and date of birth. I would demo this, but considering we'd be playing around with a student's information, I'd rather just have it as slide decks for you, so we're not violating student privacy laws. So you would put their OSIS number, date of birth in, hit continue, and right away it will identify what the student's account information is. In this case, we have the test student account of Jose B 301 based on that OSIS and date of birth. And then, sorry, let me just, okay. Go on to the next slide. Then it will ask you, it will prompt you to reset the password. Usually when you're troubleshooting, you're going to need to reset the password. Parents now have the ability to reset their own password. This is not school specific anymore. If there was prior, any student account generation and passwords were done at the school level. Now it's done at the central level. So, and the parent has the ability to reset the password over and over again, should they forget. In this case, that also allows the school to do the same. As long as they have the OSIS and date of birth, you can reset the password. If you have to troubleshoot the student account, just pick one password that you use for every troubleshoot that you do. Let's say if your school was PS52Q, then you would put PS52Q as your test password, just to keep it in your mind that that's one password that you use as your test account. So you go ahead and you trigger the password change, you go to sign in. That will hopefully generate a successful password change. Now you have the student account information and you have the new password. From here, if you heard that the student was having issues logging in to, let's say, Google Classroom or Teach Hub, you can attempt to do this before sending it off to DIIT to escalate the problem. A lot of issues that we've been noticing have centered around the password. If you regenerate a new password, it can fix most of the identity issues that students are having out there. Now, if you still cannot get logged into with the student account, log into Google Classroom or Teach Hub, then that's when we need to escalate the issue. It needs to be referred to DIIT. So on the next slide, I'm going to turn it over to Sandy, because Sandy is the DIIT end, the help desk end, and he's going to take you through what the next steps are after you've entered in the password and you still have not had success.
Thank you, Jose. This is a great segue to this part of the presentation. As you could go to the next slide, we're going to be talking about troubleshooting identity issues. From most of the escalations that we get from the schools, from tickets that are open and emails that we get, usually the frequent issues that they present are around OSIS IDs or date of birth, incorrect names. The student have no access to Teach Hub. A student have no access to Classroom. I know there's a lot of other issues that you usually have that might not be listed here. But our security team just sent an update, I believe, a week ago, where they are working in the background, sending some script and fixing a lot of the issues. And there is a form that most families completed, and those to fill out the form will get this email in the following slide, Jose. This is the email. No, not everybody got this email. Usually, it was the person that filled out the form. It states the issue. Why this happened? A lot of the time, it's happened because they go into ATS and enter incorrect name. And as I mentioned, the security team is working in the background, fixing a lot of these issues. And as Jose mentioned above, first you have to make sure once you enter the name and it's not working and you still have an issue, the first thing you need to do is reset the password. If you are in the list of those that have been fixed in the background, this will solve most of the issues. But if you still have the issue, you could still, Jose, can you click on the form here? There's a form that has been created. And always we encourage you to open the help desk tickets first. That way you can have a record and you could also follow up. You could go on in the website. I'll show you later on how to open the tickets if you haven't opened the ticket online. And you just fill out the form, make sure you put the date of birth. We have a short list of the issues you might have. And if it's not listed there, you can always go back down to notes. Here, as you see, it says, please make sure you enter the ticket number. That's for your reference. And added, insurance that somebody's gonna reach out to you. If you don't have a ticket number, you can still submit the form. Just make sure you say you don't have the ticket number, but I encourage you to open the ticket and before you submit the form. And then you could click send me a copy if you like to switch the switch in the bottom and click submit. After you complete this form, you will get an email response for the security team. They will reach out to you and somebody will reach out and work with you remotely and complete and solve the issues. But hopefully the person that you're working with is part of that list that received the email and the issues are being fixed in the background. But if not, this is a way to list the issues that you're having with the student identity and somebody will reach out to you. And with that, I give it to my colleague, Kei Shohati. He's actually one of the technicians for my team. He's gonna be talking about remote learning device portal. It's great to be with you guys here because as we send the technicians like Kei that he worked with you, most of the time they say, parent coordinators are sometimes the first person that students reach out to reset to come with problems with the password, to receive and give the remote learning iPads that we provided from Central. So this will be a good way to learn and how to look up the devices and other parts if you don't know how to if you wanted to find out where's the device and things like that. So Kay will follow up and show you about this.
Sure. Cade, you ready to take the screen?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Jose. Let me just share my screen. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be covering the remote learning device portal as well as some troubleshooting steps to resolve iPad connectivity issue. As Jose mentioned earlier, this is going to be a little tech heavy presentation, but don't worry, the slides will be available for you. There will be a recording, so for you to go back and take a look at the presentation. So let's dive in. The remote learning device portal is basically an inventory system that the DOE created that had for the DOE central issue iPads, as well as school inventory, school devices that have been assigned to the student via the portal. So what we're going to cover today is how to search and export some records on the RLD, how to recall a device, how to update a student request status. Usually before it used to call assign a device, but now they change it to updated status. And then we'll go over how to conform a device's status. And finally, we're gonna cover how to prepare for shipping. This used to be called device attestation, but they put an update to the RLD report and now it's called prepare for shipping. The link at the bottom is a link to the RLD report. If you click on it and you don't have access to the RLD report, don't panic. Just reach out to your principal to get access to the portal. All right, first we're gonna cover is how to search and export a record. To search for a student record, there are different methods. One method is to use the ASCII tag or the serial number. All of the DOE devices have a sticker on them that contain that information. For iPads, usually is at the back. The ASCII tag is right here at the top that starts with DOE, and the serial number is at the bottom. For laptops and Chromebooks, usually is at the cover. And you can see here, the ASCII tag is at the top and the serial number is at the bottom. The other method to search for a student record is to use the student ID, aka the OSIS number. And this is basically the best method to do so, so it can give you the accurate result. But in the chance that you don't have the ASCII tag or the serial number, or you don't have the student ID, the third method to search for a student record is using the student first name and last name. As always, we recommend you to use both the first name and the last name to narrow the search and to get the accurate record for the student. Now, if you want to export all your school data, all the student request data into an Excel sheet for reporting purposes, or that you are better familiar with Excel in terms of sorting stuff, you can literally click on the export button and that will export all the data to Excel sheet. Now, if you don't want to export all the data and you want to just export a specific request, such as the deliver request or the cancel request or the outstanding request, you could filter the RLD report so you only can export those requests and not all the data. So to filter the RLD report, you're gonna click on the request status column, and you're gonna click on the filtering icon, and that will pop up this window. And then from there, you could choose the request status to filter the RLD report. So for this example, if you are trying to filter the RLD report to see all the outstanding requests, you're gonna select requested and then click filter. And that will filter the RLD report and only is gonna show the requested status. And then you can go ahead and export that data, and it's gonna only show the outstanding requests for your school. The next thing we're gonna talk about is device recall. Usually the top reason why would you recall a device from a student is one, the student does not need a device anymore. The second reason will be the student no longer go to a DOE public school. And the third reason it could be because the student graduates from high school. There's multiple reasons, but those are like the top common reasons. Now, to recall a device from a student, you'll first look for the student record. And you could do that by using the ASCII tag or serial number or the student ID. Once you find the record, on the action column, all the way at the end on the right, you will see a couple buttons. One of the buttons is a recall device, and the other one is called confirm device. In this case, we want to recall the device. So you're going to go ahead and click on recall device. Once you do that, this message will pop up and it's going to say, do you physically have the device in hand? Or another school, you will not be able to recall the device if you not have it physically in hand. So if you click no, it's going to cancel the recall device. If you click yes, it'll let you go through. Once you click yes, this window will pop up. It's going to have the student ID and the student name that is currently assigned to that device. You will answer the questions about the iPad condition. If you click yes, there will be a follow-up questions. Go ahead, answer those questions, and then click recall device. If you click no, there will be more sub-questions regarding the iPad condition. Once you answer those questions, go ahead and recall that device. Once the device is recalled, it will be saved on a list. Once you try to assign the device to a student, all these recalled devices will show up on a drop-down menu, which we're going to see later. Now, device assignment. That's what used to be called. Now it's called updated status. And the reason they changed the naming from device assigned or from assigned device to updated status is they added another option if the student no longer need the device, you will be able to update the status. And we're gonna see it soon. So again, to look for a student record, you're gonna use the student ID or student first name and last name. Once you get the student record or the record that you are looking for, on the action menu, you're gonna click on update status. And that will pop up another menu that's gonna say, do you wanna update the request status? To cancel, click no. To go through, you're gonna click yes. Once you click yes, this window will appear. It's gonna have the student ID and the student name always at the top. But the thing to focus on is the device sources. There's three options. One option is the school. That means you are assigning a device from the school inventory. The second option is centrally issued iPad, and those are the iPad that come in with the LTE enabled. And the last one is the student no longer need the device. So if you have a student that put on a request and then they contact the school like, hey, we don't need the device anymore, this is the way to update that request. So we're gonna go over them. So the first thing is how to assign a student a device from the school inventory. Once you selected the school, it's gonna open this window and it's gonna ask you for three information. One of it is the ASCII tag and the serial number, and that's always the tag on the device. And then it's gonna ask you for the device description. What kind of device are you giving the student? Is it an Apple laptop, a Chromebook, a Windows laptop, or others? If it's another device, you give it to them. Once you select the device description and the other information, you're gonna click updated status, and that device will be assigned to the student. Now, if you're gonna assign a device to a student from the centrally issued iPad, you're gonna click on that, and now it's gonna give you a box for available iPads. Once you click in available iPads, these are all the iPads that was recalled from students. So it will show up in the drop menu. You could go ahead and search for that device ASCII tag or serial number, or you could pick it up from the drop-down menu. Once you do that, you're gonna click updated status, and that device will be assigned to the student. Now, one of the common issues that we have seen with the request is sometimes the students transfer schools during the year, and they bring their iPad with them. One reason is sometimes if you recall that device, or the student returned the device to the school, but when the school search for the student record, it doesn't show up on the ROD report. And the reason because that device is associated with the previous school the student attend. And since you only have access to your school data, that record will not show up. The way to go around this is to click in the what it says, to click here to manually enter the device tag. So you're gonna click there, and then you're gonna type in the ASCII tag for that device, and then assign it to a different student. And then click update status to implement the changes. Now, to confirm a device status is the same sequence. You first look for the student for the device by typing in the ASCII tag serial number, or you're gonna search for the student ID. Once you find the student record that you are looking for, in the action menu or the action column on the right side, you're gonna click on confirm device, confirm status. Once you click confirm status, this window will pop up, and there is a drop-down menu of all the status that you can choose from. This is very used if the device is stolen or if the device needs repair, but it's good to have it and good to update the status of the device in case you are doing a reporting, and it's easier to sort based on the status. So you will go ahead and select the status that best fit the iPad condition, and then you'll click yes to submit that form. Finally, we're gonna talk about prepare for shipping. Prepare for shipping, what is previously called device attestation. And what does that mean is you basically, the school have performed all the necessary inventory check. They have assigned all of their devices to student. They have no more devices to assign, and have verified any request assigned for verification. Just to summarize, basically is the students have to go through all the students' requests, make sure they are valid, and make sure that the students still need the device. So to go through the records, first you're gonna filter the ROD report by the outstanding request. Again, to do so, you're gonna go to the requested status column, and then you're gonna click on the filtering icon. Once you do that, then you're gonna choose the requested option from the requested status menu, and then you're gonna click filter. And now all you have all of these outstanding requests. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go through them, update the status. If the students no longer need the device, just go ahead and click the device is no longer needed and update the status. If the request is still valid, just leave it alone. Now, you went through all the requests. You already have all the requests are valid. Any request that no longer needed, you already updated the status for that. Now you want to prepare for shipping. So you're going to click on prepare for shipping right there on the top. And then this window will pop up. You're going to indicate your role. Your school might not populate, so you may have to click on the little box for your school to show up. And then you're going to click on your indicate your role, whether you're a SPOC, parent coordinator, so you're going to choose other, or if you are a principal or assistant principal. Once you do that, the number at the bottom is the number of the outstanding request. That is automatically added on the RLD report. So once you complete the verification, that number might change. So let's keep that in mind. So once you go over it and you confirm that the number is correct and this is out of the number of the outstanding requests, go ahead and submit the form by clicking confirm. Now that we are done with the RLD report and the student have their iPad, the next thing is, or one of the most issues that students encounter is iPad does not have internet connectivity. They receive the iPad, they open it, they're trying to go to a website, they're not able to go to. There are multiple ways that have to resolve the issue. So we're gonna go over them. One thing I'll just keep in mind is whether the device is connected to a Wi-Fi or if it's connected to the cellular LTE. At the right side of the picture, this is the Wi-Fi signal in blue, and this is the cellular LTE signal in green. And the picture at the left, it just show you the signal strength. Because sometimes the student may call the school or call you on like, hey, my laptop doesn't have, my iPad doesn't have internet connectivity. This is a good first troubleshooting steps to go through to see if whether it's a signal issue, or maybe there is an outage with T-Mobile that basically the student doesn't have a signal in that area, or is because probably they are connected to the Wi-Fi and there's issue with their Wi-Fi and is not cellular LTE. So the first thing to check when you are troubleshooting the internet connectivity issue with the iPad is to take off the iPad off the Wi-Fi if it's connected to the Wi-Fi to make sure there is actually an issue with the LTE connection. To do so, you're gonna go to settings, you're gonna look for the Wi-Fi icon, click on that, and then turn off the Wi-Fi. And then after that, you're gonna go to any browser, whether it's Safari or Chrome, and you're gonna go to any website just at google.com or school.nyc.gov and see if the website loads. You will hear me through the troubleshooting steps mentioning check for internet connection. All I mean by that is basically go to a browser and try to go to a website, school.nyc.gov or cnn.com. If it loads, that means you have internet connection. If it doesn't load, that means you don't have internet connection. So if you did that and there is no internet connection, go ahead and put back the Wi-Fi, turn it back on, and then move to the next step. The next step is canceling CrowdStrike app download. CrowdStrike was one of the top root cause of the issue with the iPad connectivity. There was an update recently that had been pushed to all the iPads. So if the iPad was on, I would say within the last 3 weeks, they did receive the iPad. And that policy that was pushed to those iPad basically canceled the CrowdStrike. So it doesn't have any, let me rephrase that. That policy basically cancel out the CrowdStrike app. That means if you reset your iPad, that device will disappear from the iPad. And they did that because every time we have an internet connectivity issue, usually CrowdStrike was the cause. Now, if the iPad had not been online within the last 3 weeks, it could be CrowdStrike is the actual issue, and the DOE policy have not been sent to the iPad because the iPad was offline for the last 3 weeks. So go ahead and locate the CrowdStrike app, press and hold on the app for a few seconds, and then once you get this option menu, go ahead and cancel download. Once you cancel the download, you're gonna get a lot of notification from the other apps asking to update. Go ahead and allow all the updates, and then once all the apps are updated, go ahead and check if you have internet connection. Go to cnn.com and see if that page loads. If that doesn't load, then you'll move on to the next step. The next step basically is you're gonna turn on the airplane mode on and off, and that basically is saying you resetting the network on the iPad. So you give it a little refresh, turn it off, wait 15 seconds, and then turn it on for 15 seconds, then turn it back off. Of course, to go to the airplane mode, you're gonna go to settings, and then you're gonna look for the airplane mode, usually above the Wi-Fi function. If you turn it on, it's gonna be green, and then wait 15 seconds and turn it back off. And then go and check if you have internet connection. If you don't, and you're still not able to go to any website, then move on to the next step. And the next step is the Zscaler app. And this is another update that have been pushed to all the iPads. So again, if it's connected for the last 3 weeks, if the iPad was on anytime, that means the updates have been went to the iPad, and the Zscaler should not affect the internet connectivity at all. If the iPad was not on for the last 3 weeks, then probably you're gonna need to go through this step. And what you need to do is basically just click on the app so it can turn on. So you're gonna first locate the app. It looks like there's a little cloud with the Z letter on it. Once you click on it, it's gonna say loading for a few seconds. After that, it's gonna register the device, and then you're gonna go to this window. One thing that we wanna look for is the service status. It's gonna say connecting for a few seconds, but then I'll change to say service status is on. Once the service status is on, go ahead and exit the app, and then try to go to a browser and see if you're able to go to a website. If you're able to go to a website, that means the internet connectivity has been restored. If not, then you're gonna go to the final step, which is erase all contacts and settings. Erase all contact settings, meaning they're gonna wipe out the device. So if there's any pictures on the iPad or anything like that, it's gonna be wiped out. So to reset the iPad, you're gonna first go to settings, click in general, and then click reset. Once you click reset, you will see about 5 or 6 options. You're gonna choose the second one, which it says erase all contacts and settings. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind is there are 2 types of iPads out there. There are iPads with a physical SIM card, and there are iPads with eSIM card that doesn't have a physical SIM card. So if you click on erase all contact and settings on an iPad that does not have physical SIM card, you will get this option that says erase all contacts and keep data. Always keep the data. If you do not click on the option to keep the data, that means you're erasing the cellular LTE network. And once the iPad comes back up, you will not have an LTE connection. So always keep in mind, if you click erase all contact and settings, make sure to click on the option that says keep data plan. The data plan is not the iPad content. The data plan is the LTE or the network connection configuration. So keep that in mind. Always choose the option to keep the data plan. Once the iPad go through the reset, then it's like now a brand new iPad. When it comes back up, it's gonna go to the hello screen. Go ahead and choose the language and the country. And then if you have a Wi-Fi, go ahead and choose the Wi-Fi. If you don't have the Wi-Fi, there is an option to use the cellular connection. Again, and this is where it becomes very important to always keep the data. If you have the eSIM card iPad and you did not keep the data, you won't have option to connect the iPad to the cellular connection. Once the iPad have internet connectivity, it's gonna reach out to our system, and it's gonna install all the apps and all the configuration that the iPad need. Usually that take about 30 to 40 minutes, but it depends on the Wi-Fi signal or the LTE connection. It might take an hour or more. Once that done, go ahead now and test if you have internet connection by going to our website, school.nyc.gov, or any third party websites, cnn.com. I know the iPad troubleshooting steps has a lot of steps on it, and I know you might be overwhelmed but we do have a link to a video for every step that we just went through. If you click on this link right here, and let me just authenticate. I'll take you to this shared file in SharePoint, and it has the PDF for all the troubleshooting steps, and then it has a video for every single step that we just went through. So don't be overwhelmed. You can take a look at them. It's really straightforward videos, and it should be easy to follow. And with that, I'm gonna bring it back to Sandy to go over how to open a ticket using Sharewell.
Hey, Jose, can you bring back the presentation? This was great. Thank you, Kay. And as I always mention, once you try all these troubleshooting steps and you still have problems, please, don't wait 3-4 days. And because the more you wait, to us, that means the student is not getting the classes and the learning that they're supposed to have. So that is really important. It's a tap for us. You could open a help desk ticket by calling over the phone, but we recommend that you open a help desk ticket online. Keep in mind that in the past, I know we're short, so I'm going to try to go fast through this. I think we over time. In the past, we used to service mostly central users in the schools, teachers, and principals. Now we service 1.1 million students and families. So just saying, when you open a ticket, may be a little longer than usual. You can go to the next slide.
Sure.
And once you go to the link that is showing there, the IIT NYC Sharewell, go ahead. Let me see if I could show my own screen here.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing. You can grab it,
Yeah.
Sandy.
Let me see. Share my screen. So once you go to this portal here, by clicking on that link, click on login now. Use your user ID and password. You don't have to use the family account. You have to use your account. And also we recommend for you as a parent coordinator to open the tickets for the families. That way, sometimes a class, that might be related to one teacher. Each one of them have a same problem, and they might open 5 tickets. But if you as a parent coordinator know there's a problem with the classroom, for example, an app is not working, you open 1 ticket, it will be easier for us to troubleshoot and solve the problem for everybody instead of waiting for 5, 6 tickets. So now you go down, scroll down, you will have in your left-hand side also a quick shortcut for that might be related to the issue that you are having. Or you could go down, create a support ticket. Now you have some choices here. Click on IT Service Desk. And then you have more choices here from the catalog, to choose. So let me choose, for example, software related problems. Click on here. Installation. For example, you would like an app installed, or you want to upgrade your laptop, the student laptop or the iPad having an application issue. This is where you go. Then you scroll down, enter the location of the student, the school DBN. Then additional information is really important. You could add the classroom or the teacher that's working with the student, and maybe the full name. That way it's easier for us in the service tech to know more details about this ticket. And just go down at the operating system if you know what it is, Windows. This technology app field is really not required. But if you click on here, then you'll have more choices. With the application that you would like to install, ATS issue cap, but it's not really required. Then how can we contact you? You could add a cell phone number or any additional information. The more information you have in this form, the better it is for us to find you and solve the issues. And obviously, then just put the description, a detailed description of exactly what the problem you're having, and click submit. And basically, after this, you'll get an email confirmation with the ticket number, and then somebody will reach out to you and work with you remotely, or they might. I'm gonna start sharing, Jose. They might reach out to you remotely and work with you remotely and solve the problem. Now, I always mention this in every presentation. As a BTD, it's really frustrating. We feel bad. Again, I mentioned this when you have a ticket open and it's been 2 weeks and nobody has reached out to you. As you know, DIT is really complex. It has a lot of departments, has software, hardware, different groups. So a ticket might be sitting on a different group that now where you might put the wrong description or something and went to that group. Make sure that you contact us and you earn your borrow. The BTDs, we have also BTMs that work with Cherwell, and we'll look where your ticket is and escalate it and find out what's going on with it and solve it. Please don't wait too long. That's all I have for today. You have the resources here to look at. Like Kay mentioned, in the trainings that we have. We also have a SPAC training. You might be the SPAC for your school, or you might want to go to some of the trainings that we give to SPACs. You might find it in this tech training. We'll have more ongoing trainings about tech support and self-help. So it's great to be here. Thank you for your time. I know it's a lot of information, but thankfully everything is recorded. So hopefully we see you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. So am I sharing my screen? I can never tell. Yes, it appears that I'm sharing my screen.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. So at the end of our presentation here, which you have access to, all the slides, is the resource slide for everything that we just went over. For anything dealing with student accounts, you have the student account short URL, diit.nyc/student accounts. The form that you can use after you've hit a dead end and you can't seem to resolve the student account issue, the form is right here as well, diit.nyc/identity issues. Anything involving the device support for the iPads, the shortcut is listed here, diit.nyc/iPad help. And I want to make sure that I point this resource out to you, tech trainings for anyone in the DOE, excuse me. It is diit.nyc/remote cal. It means it's short for remote calendar. That is a spreadsheet full of vendor partners like Google and Microsoft and several of others that are providing PD for DOE employees every day throughout the day. So if you need a little help with any of the Google applications, go ahead and check that out. It starts, excuse me, I started talking too much and my throat already goes. It starts, I believe the start time is 9 o'clock and they'll go as late as 4 o'clock. It's all on a calendar listed out for you. Just make sure that you sign into that form, that spreadsheet using your at schools.nyc.gov DOE credentials to gain access. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for Q&A. If you want to ask us a question, we are here, we're available. So we would love to hear from you. And again, I just want to preface that we threw a lot at you. A lot of it is highly technical. I totally get that. And you may feel like, this is way too much. I can't do this. That's okay. The slides are there for your support. The videos of this presentation are there for you. There is a video link embedded in the slide that walks you through every step on the iPads. You have access to the BTD's email. If you feel that you're not the one to handle this, please pass on all this information to whoever is at your school site. that handles all the technical stuff. It's about exposing people to as much information as possible so you can help fill the need of our families out there. And I really appreciate everything that our parent coordinators have been doing for the school community every day pre-COVID and especially after the shutdown. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to shut up until you ask me a question and then I'll answer.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Jose. We, again, feel free, everyone, just to unmute yourself. We have about a good 2 to 3 minutes for some questions. So this is your opportunity. And if we don't get to your questions, please remember that we do have a form. You can ask your questions in the form, and then we will post your the answers to your questions in the PC website. So again, feel free to unmute yourself, ask your questions. This is your time.
Hi, how are you? My name is Lisa Johnson. I'm from PS309. How you doing today?
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to definitely be on here, and I'm so glad that I am. I've gotten this chance to hear about technical, the IT department, because as a parent coordinator, we have been getting slammed. Do you think you get slammed? We get.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right there. You're knee deep in it.
That I'm one of the newer parent coordinators, so it's like if you see my head, I'm going back and forth like a ping pong ball. But these platforms have been very helpful to me, period, just as a newer PC. But what I wanted to say in reference to the IT is it has been pretty frustrating when you can't really answer a parent on when you're going to get a device. Okay. When can it be fixed? How long is it going to take? My child is not receiving their instruction because their iPad is damaged. It's going in and out, blah, 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 which I've gone on. I haven't done everything you said. This is some new stuff that I can look into, but I did go in the part of requesting the information, and requesting those iPads for the newer people that never received them, students. And then I also did preparing for. So my question now is, how long can we expect them to be delivered to the school? So for distribution, if you have any idea, because honestly, we didn't even know. I didn't know that they were now coming to the school.
Well, I will tell you this. Recently, as you know, the supply of iPads was dry. The DOE had issued out 350,000, Sandy. Is that correct? And then most recently, realizing that there was a further need, they purchased another 100,000. Right now, that 100,000 is being staged, meaning that they're being prepared by Apple and the vendor to roll out to our neediest students. Do we have an expectation when that's going to start rolling out, Sandy?
It's already started.
It started. Okay, the first 50,000, I believe, right?
They already started sending them out. What I could say is, Kate showed you how to use the RLD. You go in there and you could see that the student has been assigned a device. It's going to be sent to that student. But if you see that it's been a couple of weeks, a month, and the student has not received the device, please reach out to your BTD, and they could probably look into it further. Yeah. Just ask a question, send an email. I send the request for these students, and I still have not received any updates. We will look into it. We work with the people in the background, with the shipment, and with the people that do the staging, and we will know more or less how long more it will take for you to receive. So, please, send us an email, and we'll look into it.
Yeah, that's what was the recommendation I was going to make, Lisa. If you're noticing that his wait is taking a little too long, please reach out to your borough technology director. If there's a ticket open for that request, please include the ticket as well, and just state in the email how long the student has been waiting for the device.
Okay, I thank you for that. One last question.
Sure.
There used to be, I stumbled upon a way to put it put in that there's an issue for a damaged iPad, and it actually gave me a ticket number. For some reason, I can't get back to that. So what you just showed us, will that give us a ticket number? Because I know that ticket number is important.
Yes, it will
Yes.
give you a ticket number, and actually you could check the status of the ticket in the once you open the ticket. So you receive that as an email, and you can always go back, log in, and see the status. You will see if a technician is already working on it in the background, and they put also ATA. The time, the more or less it's going to take for them to reach out to you. So you will get that information in the ticket once you open the ticket online.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate all the help.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Dilcia Sol. I'm the parent coordinator from PS 503. And thank you for doing this for us. I would like to know, we do all the stuff that you was mentioned over here. The parents go back and forth to our school. When they come into the school, we fix the iPad and they go home and they're not working. Come back and we fix it again and they go back home and it's not working. And we've figured it out that is the provider that they don't have enough power to have the internet in their house. The DOE is doing something for resolve the situation.
So are you saying that the cellular service on the DOE device is not strong enough, correct? Is that what you're saying?
Or the company don't have enough power when they get in the building.
In their own building, the internet. Okay, so I know as far as the cellular service on the device was originally by T-Mobile, and in New York City, T-Mobile service tends to be a little not as strong. So I know that there has been Verizon has stepped up and also provided LTE service. In fact, half of the 50,000 new devices that are coming is going to be Verizon. If I was at the school level, and we know, and you know for a fact that this is issue with the devices that your students in your neighborhood has, I would collect all those serial numbers. I would open up a help desk ticket, reach out to the borough technology director, and just put in, just be very clear. T-Mobile in this area, the cellular service is not great. How is there any way of switching to the Verizon service?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I have a question. My name is Cheryl Granada. Can you hear me?
Can
Yeah,
you please
Cheryl.
get me closer to the microphone? We can hear you.
Hi. Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. I thank you for everything. I know you've got a lot of hard work ahead of you. I was wondering, I'm getting a lot of parents that say they keep getting kicked off of their Google Meets every 6 minutes. They're having problems. They can't log into the meets without powering off the device and reopening. They're unable to open some of the links from the Google Slides. Is this a DOE problem? And how can I?
Yeah, I do not believe it is a DOE problem, more that it is a Google problem. And there's been updates happening with Google Meet recently, and it's continued updates to resolve some of those issues. I, for one, would make sure that it is documented because, one, we don't want our students being penalized for something that's out of their control. And it's just specific to Google Meet. Is that what you seem to be finding?
Google Slides, so is that part of Google Meet also?
Yes, yeah. Is it all the entire suite, or is it just you've been hearing it's just Google Meet?
It's just with the Google Meet.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. The DOE is working with Google and to try to fix that issue. I think it probably comes down to an update that Google Meet needs to put out. We'll continue to monitor, but please, if you're noticing that, please, the best way of documenting it is to open up a ticket for it. I know, obviously, opening up a ticket for each device, it's just too much work. You can list several serial numbers on it and just be very clear about what the issue is. This is a Google Meet issue, a connectivity issue with Google Meet. Please provide an update, keep us in the loop, let us know when it is resolved. But yeah, we are aware of it on our end.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sha.
And I would add also that we saw a lot of tickets about this couple of weeks ago, and like Jose mentioned, an update was sent. So if you haven't tried this, we recommend for you to like Kate show, look back what it says how to reset an iPad, if it's an iPad device, and reset it, and wait for them to get the apps back again, and that might solve some of the issues and probably get the updates that Google sent also as well before you open a ticket. So I recommend to do that.
Any other questions?
Okay, team, it looks like we're out of time. We want to give a few minutes for you to fill out the survey and fill out the attendance sheet. So I just want to thank again Jose and Sandy and everyone who participated, our DIIT team. They took out some time to answer our questions, but guess what? It doesn't end today. Starting on Monday, we have what we call coffee with the Ed team, tech team. I'm sorry, I forgot the actual name, but it's Coffee with DIT. And that is an opportunity for you all to come with your questions. So I am asking for everyone that's on this line today is to come up with a list of questions from your parents and join us on Monday. I believe is that exactly 2:15 to 3 o'clock. And the official name is Coffee Tech Talk with DIT. So please come with your questions ready to ask the DIT team. They want to hear from families, they want to support you. And I can't believe it. From here, we have another opportunity. So I'm so grateful for our colleagues. I'm so grateful for you all that, again, I know these are times are challenging and are difficult, but I know that we can do this together to make sure that our families and our students stay connected. So again, happy Friday, everyone. Thank you so much, Christina. She dropped the flyer in the chat. Please share this flyer with with all the PCs. We're gonna add this presentation today on our weekly email from FACE. Is the end of the week wrap up email. You will have the pre-recorded video, and you will also have all the information that we shared today. What I will recommend, raise your hands or in the chat. Do you guys send emails to your parents or remind me, text messages or phone blasts?